Hi, I'm Andy Tudor, and we're going to take you for a race along the California highway in a BMW M3. You know, it's one of those things to do, isn't it? Like, you know, you know where you're going to be doing it, like road racing like this. But like, you know, it's nice. Like, you know, I always think that you get more done when the sun's out.
Yeah.
And certainly in LA when it's sunny and gorgeous like this, like you're just like, oh, this is fantastic. You know?
Yeah.
And there's no traffic on the roads, things like that. But yeah, this is kind of a different style of experience than, you know, just the circuits. You know, this is point to point. This is something like a track like you might see in Drive Club, you know, like that kind of thing, where it's like big vistas and, you know, gorgeous like nature and things like that. So yeah, this is a different type of thing, really. Like, we wanted to make sure we had like supercars in there as well, so you can just like take a supercar out and, you know, drive it down the coast and you know, have an open top car and like just like take it for a drive. You know, like you know, Ollie Webb, you know, he's the BAC mono test pilot, you know, and it's an open top car, so you have to wear a helmet, unfortunately, in that car, otherwise you can get flies in your mouth, things like that. But like, it's so nice to get like an open top car or something like that, have hair in your, you know, wind in your hair, things like that. You know, I remember the old days of Outrun, you know, with the open top Ferrari. I can't say enough that we put the idea for the game out and knew that games take so long to make and cost so much money to make that it would be kind of silly of us to kind of now come to people like yourselves and go, hey, we've got this game, we think it's going to be quite good, or even like a few months to say our game's coming out, and then see Drive Club and go, oh no, like our game's like, you know, Drive Club's come out and Forza's come out and the Crew's come out. It's like, oh my god, we've got a racing game as well. And not have any confidence that what we're making is something that people actually want to play, you know. But we're not, you know, we're not scared by those other games because we've had the community involved from day one, playing the game, testing it, giving us feedback on it, you know, asking for certain features and things like that. Like ultimately approving the game as being something they really, really want to play and has got the features in it that they've been looking for in a racing game forever, you know. So when they say like, oh, these circuits are nice and things like that, but like it'd be nice to have more of a, not relaxing, but more of a kind of free roaming, let's say, experience, then yeah, absolutely something we wanted to put in there. So, you know, with our global attitude of like, let's put, you know, experiences like this in for both the, you know, Americans, Europeans, and the Japanese, Asian kind of market, then yeah, like we wanted to make sure that we've got an experience like this, like one in California, one in southern France. People have already, you know, organised leagues, you know, made fan sites for us. They've recruited like people to their like, you know, pretend like online teams, things like that. They've been playing the game and like saying, oh, the handling's not good enough, and we've gone, oh, okay, right, okay, we'll fix it. You know, we've got improvements still to come, and then they've gone, oh, the handling's wicked now. Like, okay, right, let's copy that to the other cars. Like, let's make all the little variations. Like, oh, this particular car's not working. Yeah, it doesn't feel quite right. Okay, well, let's fix that then. We've had that for 3 years, so we've had the longest beta period like ever. You know, so usually you don't get that feedback on a traditional way of making games until places like E3, when you go there and you see people playing your game and you're like, oh god, like, you know, they did this which we never expected them to do, or people just aren't, like, they're walking away like going, oh, the handling's rubbish, or like, it doesn't look as good as Drive Club, blah, blah, that kind of thing. Or like focus group sessions where you go in there and like something you thought was wicked, like the focus group say, sorry, it's not really not like, you know, captivating us at all. Like, you only get like little small snippets of that feedback right at the very end, usually during the kind of marketing phase of the game. You know, we've had that feedback though for 3 years, so we've been making those like minor course adjustments for 3 years now, and so yeah, that has given a level of confidence there that actually what we've been making is something that people really want to play, and it's something that people actually are playing as a game already. You know, they're not just considering it as a beta and, oh, it'll be fixed soon. They're actually considering it as like, oh, this is a game I can play now, and like I can actually start making my league, I can start making my liveries for my car and things like that, you know. I can take wicked photos of it. You know, as I said, every screenshot you've ever seen has been made by the community, not us, not by Namco. Like, it's been made by like someone going, like literally just going, oh, that's cool, take a photo of that. But yeah, going in there and doing it themselves like that. You know, like the people have access to exactly the same stuff in the final game as the guys have been having during development. So yeah, absolutely. That risk factor of like, making a game in the dark, as it were, like that's been mitigated by having people telling you this is not good enough throughout, and then having us going, right, well, we need to bloody get that fixed, straight away. I think we're the first AAA game to ever be crowdfunded. There have been other crowdfunded titles, things like that, but they only ever come out on maybe Steam or like on your iPhone or something like that. We're the first one to ever be put onto a boxed shelf product. So absolutely, we're the first of a kind in that respect. We're not the first crowdfunding game ever to be made, absolutely not, no. But I think we are, even in that space, we are pioneers in terms of we've given them a game to play from day one. Like even on Steam Greenlight, like the game is already usually made, and then it becomes like given early access or something. Even on Kickstarter, you give your money over, and then eventually get a version of the game when the game's been actually made. So like to actually get a build of the game as it's being made day by day is again something quite unique, I think. We're probably not the first people to ever do that, but like certainly on this scale we definitely are. And as I said, like the first people to actually have a box product that actually done like this is absolutely the case. We're all games players anyway. I was pre-ordered my copy of Drive Club, things like that, and played it when it came out and stuff. I got someone bought the Crew for me I think it was a joke, but they bought the Crew for me, and I took a photo of it. Like whoever sent me this, like, thanks guys, but I don't know who it was who sent me. It just arrived in the post. Maybe it was Ubisoft. Maybe they wanted me to tweet that out and help their marketing or something like that. But yeah, like we play all those games, right? But as I said, we're not in the same space as those particular titles. They're all kind of on the arcade action kind of end of the spectrum, whereas we're in the Forza Gran Turismo end of the spectrum. Other games of like Drivatar and things like that. I hope you can see that like actually it looks maybe like this could be a multiplayer race there. So yeah, we play all those games, things like that. But the thing that we keep hearing on the Forza Gran Turismo end of the spectrum is that those games don't have certain features in there that they wish they'd had for years. Like in Forza, the AI feels very kind of pedestrian. It always takes like a funeral procession around the actual track. Like the AI is a lot better now with the Drivatars, but the Drivatars rely on your mates, so if your mates drive like idiots, unfortunately the AI are going to drive like idiots as well. With Gran Turismo, it's like, oh, we keep hearing the same tyre squeal every single, like they don't improve that tyre squeal, things like that, and it still hasn't got certain features in there, or only a certain percentage of the cars have cockpit view and are whatever they call them, premium, prestige, quality, or whatever they are. So we were like, even before the game started, we were like, we're going to bloody get these things right. The things that people have been asking for in those games for ages, we're going to do in our games straight from day one.